Good evening everyone and welcome to TCR Trinity Competitive Racing. This is Season 10 in Silver Class and we are here for round 16 at the Mexican Grand Prix, the Circuit Hermanos Rodriguez. This is the final round of the season and we have a championship battle going right down to the wire here this evening between Pazosaurus Rex in the Haas and Bamboo in the Renault, so tonight should be a really exciting and tense Grand Prix. Joining me in the booth tonight is 007 Professional. I'm Chatty Duck, by the way. Hello. Not used to main commentating. It's normally the other way around, but yeah, joined by 007 Professional. And how are you doing this evening, 007?
Hey Chatty Duck, good to be back again for another round of TCR Silver Class. And like you said, we're kind of in reverse roles tonight, so you know, you're main and I'm co, and I'm pretty excited by that because I get to kind of look in the back of the field and whatnot. But a huge championship battle on our hands. The gap has closed down the past few races from quite a big gap from Paz to Bamboo, and then last weekend at USA was quite the race towards the end of the race where Paz made a grave error on the pit stop strategy during the safety car, and now that gap is only 9 points between those two drivers. So whatever happens today, it's all or nothing.
Absolutely, and I'm just on board with Bamboo at the moment, who is one of the championship contenders. He's just coming through the stadium section here at Mexico, coming through the final couple of corners now on his first flying lap of this short qualifying session. Paz at the moment is the fastest man. He's done a 1 minute 14.2 on provisional pole at the moment, and Bamboo slots into second place with a 1:14.625, so the two championship contenders leading the way in qualifying in the early going.
Yeah, that's already 4:10, so Paz already having the advantage here in early qualifying. They'll both be going in for a second set of tires. Just looking at the Discord, one of the drivers has said rain at the end of the race, so we didn't have it all during the season.
Oh, into four with a big crash. Sorry to cut you off there, but to four in the Racing Point just had a big off at the exit of turn 3, lost his front wing there. He's able to get going again, so no terminal damage to his car, but yeah, we're seeing one of the spots on this track which can catch you out when you're pushing to the limit there. Tafour having quite a big incident.
Yeah, at least he didn't lose his front wheel or anything, and able to reverse back on the track and get going again, not in the way of any drivers. But before Tafour was crashed, there is rain going to be at the end of the race, so this is completely throwing a wrench into the championship leaders' plans for the race. You know, so it could go either way. I think it's going to really be down to the strategy call, who is going to possibly pit for the wet tires or maybe even make it to the end of the race on dry tires if it's a very light intermediate condition. So yeah, all to play for, and I'm quite excited to see what actually happens.
Absolutely, and just thinking about tight championship battle and the possibility of rain coming at the end of the race reminds me of Brazil 2008, the championship battle there between Lewis Hamilton and Felipe Massa all those years ago. 007, can you tell us a bit about this track? What sort of setup the drivers might be looking for here and the kind of challenges that they might be presented with?
Yeah, so it's quite a compromise on setup because you have this massive straight. It's one of the longest on the F1 calendar, reaching speeds up 325, 330, even more kilometers an hour. Heavy braking into turn 1 and turn 2, where that chicane is extremely hard to try to get perfect. If you can really nail those two corners, turn 2 and turn 3, you really slingshot out of those and gain a few tenths there. And then you come up to the heavy braking of turn, I believe, 4 and 5, kind of a slow speed, so you need the downforce, you need the front wing. And then the really infamous S section, very, very fast and really easy to cut the corner, extend. So we'll be looking at that, especially turns 10 and 11. It's very, very quick, right flick and left flick. And then into the stadium section where you really need all the downforce and very difficult lines to take because it's literally a crawl. It's reminiscent of the Monaco hairpin. So the drivers is just trying to put down the traction. You have to be very calm, very collected, and then on to the front straight, where you really need to use up all the power, all the ERS, and you can definitely slingshot your way down into turn 1. The draft here, definitely in qualifying, we might see teammates giving each other the draft, so we'll look out for that. But a very challenging track, quite a short lap. It seems like a long lap, but we're only in doing a 1 minute 14, 1 minute 15 lap time, so it's a very quick circuit, power circuit I like to call it. So that's a little bit of the Mexico track.
Yeah, and another thing that comes into play around here, probably not so much in the game, but certainly in real life, is that this track is at high altitude. So there's kind of less air resistance, less drag on the cars. So some of the top speeds that we've seen down the years in real F1 around this track have been quite incredible. And yeah, it's going to definitely be the main overtaking point, I'd imagine, for the racing tonight, down the end of the straight at turns 1, 2 and 3. Such a difficult section of the track, as you said. You want to carry as much speed through there as possible to set you up for the second DRS straight as well, so it's going to be really interesting to see that when we get to race time. Still 8.5 minutes left of this qualifying session, and we're just waiting on 5 drivers to do a lap at the moment. We've still got Same TJ, Sir Charles and D-Swish in the pit lane, and I think one of those is a reserve driver as well, 007, is that correct?
2 of them actually, Same TJ and Sir Charles. So they'll be doing an out lap, saving their setup and then coming back in. Paz just lowered his time to 1:14.157. I was just on board with him. Nailed the lap. I mean, beautiful lap, beautiful driving from him. So he has raised the bar a little bit. And Bamboo's still stuck down in 4th place with a 1:14.6. And his teammate actually not doing him any favors up into 3rd place. So I'm not really sure if those drivers are going to be driving for themselves tonight, or if Dorian is really thinking about the team game and really trying to help Bamboo get that championship, which he really wants.
Well, I guess the one thing that you could say for Dorian being ahead of Bamboo is that it does at least give Bamboo some assistance in the race, I suppose. If Dorian can get involved with the likes of Paz up at the front and maybe use that to some kind of strategic advantage, as Nip Steven goes into the 1 minute 13s, a 1 minute 13.975. That's a very impressive lap time with 7 minutes remaining.
That's incredibly quick, and I think any of the other drivers are going to have their work cut out to beat that. Fire Up Flow up into P3, so that's a great lap time from him. But past few races, we've seen him up there in the top 5, top 3. I think got 2 podiums in USA, and then the track before that, which was somewhere in the world. But
yeah, was that Vietnam too, or Canada?
Yes. Oh, Canada, I think. Canada and the United States.
Absolutely. So just seeing who's out on a flyer at the moment. Gortney Weeb is, well, he's on his way into the pits actually.
I think Shuka Diaz on the left going through sector 2 right now, that S section.
Yeah, just riding on board with him now as he goes a bit wide and backs out of the lap. Coming through there.
Commentated Kirsten. Said, "Oh, I'm board with Shuka Diaz," and then he messes up. So sorry about that.
Maybe he was listening and got spooked. But I'm on board with the Haas of Juan, and he is on his way back to the pits as well. So maybe we're just in a bit of a transition here from guys who've just done a lap and are now on their way back to the pit lane, with
possibly
5.5 minutes still remaining in this session. This is round 16 of the Silver Class Championship, the last round of the championship in Season 10, and we're going to be back tomorrow night as well for Golden Class, and then on Thursday night it'll be the Platinum Class drivers, including myself and 007 Professional, hoping to round out the season in style here in Central America. And Crooner has done a 1:15.5 there, so he's in 12th position at the moment.
Yeah, a little bit off the pace considering he's on the soft tire. Blue Machine is the only one on the medium tire, So I'm sure he'll put on a set of soft tires and go for it once more. But as drivers are about to start their out laps, one final run. But yeah, Thursday, I'm looking forward to Thursday. You know, we've been on track together quite a lot this season, and even last week at USA, I got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car, and it was a very unique situation. I think it was catching you in the final few laps, but just wasn't able to catch you. But hopefully we have some good on-track battles this week.
Yeah, well, we had very contrasting fortunes from that VSC actually, because you got a drive-through and I was stretching out a soft tyre stint for as long as I possibly could, just behind Kersey, and the VSC came out and we both pitted and benefited from that, obviously, because everyone else was on the Delta. And yeah, I sort of risked it a bit going for the medium tyres to the end, which is why I was probably quite a bit slower than everyone behind me towards the end. Just tyres were screaming at me. But yeah, and that's, I mean, it'll be interesting obviously in this race to see with the rain coming towards the end how that might affect the strategy for these guys going into the race, and what do you think they might decide to do in that regard?
Man, I don't know, because if it was a completely dry race, I mean, it's a pretty standard, I think it's a two-stop strategy, personally. But the one stop is possible if you can get in a good position, maybe with a safety car, or, you know, time the traffic just right. But with the rain coming at the end of the race, I mean, that's completely out the window. So I think a lot of the drivers are wanting to start on the soft tire, maybe pit and possibly do an undercut, go to the medium tire, and then take that till the rain comes. I think that'll probably be the optimum strategy. I think if you start on the medium tire, you're kind of in that weird phase to where the tires are not really going to be healthy enough to make it to the rain, and it'll be slower than the soft tire runners. And then if you're on the hard tire, I think that's just the ultimate wrong strategy for tonight. So if we see a driver on the hard tire starting the race, that'll be interesting to see exactly where they end up and how they play that tire strategy.
Yeah, and I guess another thing about the rain at the end of the race, which could be quite interesting, is that sometimes, you know, the forecast will say the rain is at the end of the race, but then once you get into the race, it turns up, you know, a bit earlier than you expect, maybe at about halfway through. So you never know if someone.
Earlier.
Yeah, so if someone, you know, starts on the mediums or the hards, they may be able to get to the rain without having to stop at all, which would be an inspired move if someone was to do that. Pazosaurus Rex.
Pazosaurus Rex, 13.7. We thought a 13.9 couldn't be beaten. A 13.7, that's incredible. Well, barely. Wow.
Yeah, so 0.2 of a second pretty much to nip Steven, and Bamboo is currently down in 6th position on the starting grid with 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining. So he's on an outlap and he's going to have to get out there and show his stuff in the time that we have left in this session to be challenging with Paz up front.
Absolutely. I'm going to be on board with Nip Steven. If you want to catch Bamboo or Dorian, I think they're just going to come up to Sector 3. Because Nip Steven just out of turn 3 right now.
Yeah, so we've got the two Renaults, Bamboo just ahead of Dorian as they're coming into the stadium section now, so we'll ride on board with Bamboo in the Renault, the man who has it all to gain and nothing to lose tonight. He's 9 points behind Paz coming into this final round, so he's just got to send it in this lap and in the Grand Prix as well coming up. So he's coming down the pit straight towards turn 1, and he's going to be braking at about 110 or 120 meters from turn 1, now trying to position his car well through the first 3 corners. He's gone a bit wide on the exit of turn 3. I don't know that that was as fast as we saw from Paz earlier, but now into turn 4 and 5, which is a slow
Nip Steven across the line.
right.
Nip Steven to 13.7, just barely 0.05 of a second. It's all on Bamboo now.
Yeah, Bamboo. And Paz, does Paz have time for another lap, or is he on his in-lap?
I don't think so. He's done. So the best Paz could do is P2.
So Bamboo now up to the second sector marker, and he's just more than a quarter of a second improved on his best time. That's not going to be enough to challenge for pole, but it could be enough to get him up into the top 3 or 4 potentially. He's rounding the final corner now. The Renault man up to the line, and he puts himself in 3rd. And back Dorian. Dorian's on pole.
Oh, by 0.004 of a second. That is incredibly close.
And he improved on his previous time by 0.6 of a second. Wow. So Dorian pulling out all the stops there and potentially putting himself in a position to help his teammate in the race.
Absolutely, because he could back up the field and really help up Bamboo. I mean, we're not saying he should do that, but it's definitely possible.
Absolutely, and less than 0.1 of a second separating the top 3. If we just look at the times to the leader, so it's actually saying that it was 0.003 of a second between Alpha and Nip Steven. Either way, it was close, and Paz 0.059 behind in 3rd place, and then a couple of tenths back from there to Bamboo in P4.
I wonder if Paz is a little frustrated with that, because he can literally, touch pole position, with his fingers, only 0.05 behind. And that would have been a huge advantage, actually, going down into turn 1. But actually, possibly not, because that long straight, and with, a few cars going almost maybe 3, 4, 5 wide into turn 1. And so that's also another thing to consider, is the run down to turn 1 at the start of the race. We could see a huge change in position. We could, see somebody crash out. Hopefully not. Our championship leaders are going to have to be very careful. How much do they want to risk actually going into turn 1 and turn 2? How much do they want to send it,
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's a real dilemma for those guys, especially Paz, who does retain the lead of the championship, so he really has it all to lose. So does he go for it in those early corners, or play it cautious and potentially lose out positions to the guys behind? And he's got his rival right there alongside him.
Speaking of rivals, actually, Dorian Alpha and Nip Steven have, had their fair share of battles throughout the season, and, fair share of contacts also. So, and we know Nip Steven is extremely aggressive off the start. He made up 3 positions at Canada into turn 1. So he's looking to look at that 0.004 of a second. But is Nip Steven going to, is he going to maybe spoil the party of Paz and Bamboo? And, he's just racing for himself. He doesn't have any obligations to move over.
I'm just seeing on this screen that Dorian Alpha has a 5-place grid penalty from P1. So we didn't see what happened there, but he's going to be down in 6th. So it's Nip Steven then on pole position for the Mexican Grand Prix, and it'll be Paz in P2, Bamboo in 3rd, followed by Chocodile, then Fire Up Flow, and then you'll have Dorian Alpha in P6.
Yeah, I just see on Discord how there was contact between D-Swish and Dorian, and D-Swish felt really, really bad and didn't qualify, so D-Swish is starting at the back of the field. I bet you even if he does that, Dorian is still not going to be happy, because that's pretty much a pole position robbed from him.
Yeah, D-Swish with a 5-place grid penalty as well, but he was at the back anyway, so it doesn't make any difference to him. But it does make a huge difference to Dorian Alpha.
Yeah, what a shame. And look at that, sunny to start, but as we know, it's probably going to get quite cloudy quite fast. And when is the rain going to come?
That's the big question, isn't it? As we wait for the drivers to decide about their strategies coming into this race. And just while we wait for that, I just want to say thank you to everyone who is currently watching the stream and leaving your comments. Thank you so much, and we hope that we can bring you a really good show tonight for the final round of this Silver Class Championship, which, I mean, we commentated together on the race last week in the USA, and that was so dramatic in terms of, just the on-track racing for one, and then also the championship permutations. It looked for a long time like Paz was on course to secure the championship at that US Grand Prix, and then he was involved in an incident near the end and finished outside of the points.
Yeah, that was quite a race. We've actually had quite a few races that have been just very dramatic towards the end, and I don't want to speak for anybody, but I think we're in for a win tonight, especially with the weather coming up. But we've had a great season, and we've had a really good group of drivers this season, really putting on a good show. So I'm going to miss these guys. Some of them are going to graduate to Golden class next season, and possibly even Platinum class. But this season's really been a pleasure, and especially commentating with you, Chatty Duck, as well.
Absolutely. Same to you, 007. This has been, it's been my first season in TCR anyway, so it's been a great experience as a driver, but also commentating, because I had never really done commentary before this year, and it's been a lot of fun, and also being able to commentate on this silver class especially has been really great. And as the drivers set off now on the formation lap for the final time this season, we certainly can't wait to see what's going to unfold in the next 45 minutes or so.
Yeah, I'm looking at tire strategies now. Like we said earlier, if you're on the hard tire starting, maybe not the optimum strategy. And we see Crooner actually starting on P13 on the hard tire, the only driver starting on the hard tire. We have Juan and Tafor and Sir Charles, our reserve driver, starting on the medium tires. Everybody else is starting on the soft tire, so we expect to see some drama in the back half of the field because drivers are starting on different tires, and they'll have different pace, obviously, with the full tank of fuel. So I'll be watching the back when we start the race.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Blin in P11. So he's the first one who could have chosen any tyre that he liked, and he's gone for the softs, and then he's got three drivers behind him on either the mediums or the hards. So that's quite interesting. All three kind of tyre choices being represented there outside of the top 10, which maybe gives an idea of how uncertain the drivers are of how to play this situation. So
yeah,
it's going to be fascinating to watch.
Absolutely. I think Blin actually has maybe played this perfectly because he's on fresh softs compared to everybody else in front of him, and he's going to be faster than the guys behind him. So he may have played the ace card here.
We'll just have to wait and see what happens as everyone's lining up now for the start of the race. And the lights are coming on for the final time in Silver Class in Season 10, and they've gone out, and we've had the glitch where they're not going yet. But they are going now, and Nip Steven pulls away from pole position with Pazosaurus Rex alongside. And it looks like Paz has got a reasonable start. And behind him, Dorian and Bamboo are alongside each other, and Paz is through into the lead. But Nip Steven is still there alongside, and there was contact there between the Haas and the Red Bull. But Paz has got the perfect start from the lead, from second place rather on the grid. He leads the Mexican Grand Prix.
That was incredibly tight into turn one. You see an Alfa Romeo Lazo just sending down the inside. I think he overtook Shoko and Fire Upflow. Amazing start by him. Everybody's good in the back. And Crooner gets a little squirrely, but everybody keeping calm and keeping in order.
And we've got Fire Upflow alongside Dorian Alpha here. Oh, and there was definitely contact there. Fire Upflow looked like he completely cut a section of that corner. And Blin Machine has gone up into 7th already from P11 on the starting grid, so that's a start for him. He's gained more positions than anyone else on this first lap. Dorian Alpha has gone backwards, which is disappointing for him. And Fire Upflow has received a 5-second penalty, presumably for when he cut the corner and gained the place from Dorian Alpha.
And an absolute traffic jam back here with TCR F1 Racer in behind, and it looks like Gottney Weeb is already into the pits. It seems like Damage, his right end plate is missing, but everybody else behind TCR F1 Racer is just can't get past. But look at Blin Machine is already up into P7. Wonderful start by him.
Yeah, and essentially up into P6 with the 5-second penalty for Fire Upflow, which he'll be able to serve when he comes into the pits at some point. Up front, Pazosaurus Rex leading by about half a second from Nip Steven as we are on lap 2 here of the Mexican Grand Prix, the season finale. Bamboo is in 3rd and about a second and a half behind the battle for the lead. and he's the man who needs to make something happen tonight if he has any hopes of taking the championship away from Paz.
Yeah, he's in prime position right now. He has Nip Steven right between himself and Bamboo, and I think right now Bamboo just needs to maybe pick up the pace a little bit. Yellow flag in sector 3 to 4. DNF'd actually, so we might see a safety car. Virtual safety car. So who's going to pit? Who's going to pit?
Well, there's drivers coming past that pit lane now, and it doesn't look like anyone has opted to come in. So maybe they all feel it's too early to be doing that. So neutralized race for the time being as we wait for the VSC to end and for things to go green again. Hopefully no one gets caught out by the Delta, like you were 007, sorry to mention it, but it's very important to do, because if you do go into red, you do get slapped with a drive-through.
Yeah, the drive-throughs are not very nice, especially I think here where the pit lane is not the shortest, but it's definitely not a very nice one. But the tire advantage of getting on the soft tires compared to the medium and hard tire runners, you will have a time advantage or a lap time advantage. So that could save you possibly, but yeah.
Oh, and Paz has got a drive-through penalty.
Oh, are you serious?
And I think Nip Steven as well.
Nip Steven, Fire Up Flow, Blin Machine, Flavio, 5 drive-through penalties. Is that because of the virtual safety car?
It has to be, surely.
Guys, you have to watch the Delta.
And Paz is coming in straight away. They both got Paz and Nip Steven. And Nip Steven, goodness me, he had a lot of speed coming into the pit lane there.
That might be a second drive-through penalty if he's not careful.
And yeah, these two serving their drive-throughs at the same time, trying to get it out of the way as quickly as possible. And
Choka went on the inside. Sorry.
No, that's alright. Yeah, Chokadir up into second place now, and Bamboo in the Renault leading the race after that incident for Paz and Nip Steven. And well, Christmas has come early, it seems, for Bamboo.
Yeah. Yeah, quite a bit early. But it's not over yet. We still have the rain coming here soon, maybe later in the race, and that could completely switch everything up, like we saw in Canada and USA. We saw Bamboo was in a really, really good position, then he lost it and finished outside the points or whatnot, and the same thing with Paz, opposite situation in USA last week. So it's not over for Paz. I think he just has to keep a cool head, kind of collect his thoughts, and just really think about what he needs to do now until the end of the race.
Three-way battle going on at the moment between Chokadir, Lazo and Fire Up Flow for fourth, and in fact you've got Dorian Alpha as well on the back of this train in P5, and he's got the DRS coming up with a chance maybe.
And Flavio pit for their drive-through, so they'll be clear, they'll be good to go.
So the only penalty that we're seeing at the moment is for Fire Up Flow, his 5-second penalty, as Lazo is up into P2 ahead of Chokadir, so the battling continues between those two drivers. Lazo going a little bit on the grass there on the second DRS straight, but this is all allowing Bamboo to pull away at the front. His lead now is 2.4 seconds.
Yeah, he's absolutely scorching those tires, trying to build up a gap as quickly as he can, because who knows, the clouds are coming in. It's definitely a bit more cloudy than it was at the start of the race. So now it's just a matter of when is it going to start raining. And Paz up into P11, so he's already passed Crooner, who's on the hard tire, so an easy pass for him. Next person up for Paz is going to be same TJ.
So the only man now with a penalty is Fire Up Flow, and he's got a 5-second penalty which he will serve when he makes his first pit stop. And wow, I'm just thinking feeling bad for Paz, he's been in positions now in 2 races where he's been at the front and something has gone wrong for him, but as you said, there's a long way to go yet. We've got Chokadir up the inside of Lazo for P2, and Dorian Alpha also going past fire up flow for 4th place. So Dorian Alpha, the man who put it on pole position but then had a 5th place grid penalty, is proving his pace in the race.
Oh, Dorian! Oh, that was a half-hearted move there, and tries to defend from fire up flow, but I didn't think he would send it on Lazo, but he ended up doing that and almost lost the position to the Mercedes. So I think that was maybe a little bit of a mistake from him, but keeps his P4 currently. Making his way through the S section. Quite a cool camera shot, actually, from this helicopter view. I'm not sure if you have it, and Dorian is caught right back up to the Alfa Romeo. Might try a move. The Alfa Romeo is about to make it on Shokadia and backs out of it. It's really good battling between these drivers, just we wanted to see at the final race here in Mexico, and the Mercedes is... that was close.
F1 Racer as well in the Racing Point on the back of all of this. So, and Dorian Alpha into the pit lane on lap 7.
That's early.
It is early, isn't it? That's an early stop from the softs. You can get the softs probably about 9 or 10 laps, I'd say, around here. Maybe even a bit more than that. But anyway, Dorian Alpha pitting for the mediums on lap 7.
Look at this TCR F1 racer right on the back of Fire Up Flow, gets really good exit. Again, just a reminder to our audience, this is the guy who won our Silver Class Championship last season at Mexico against Blend Machine, and so is using his experience against the other drivers, and now is up into P4. So F1 racer having a really, really good race, made up quite a few positions, and keeping it clean, which is just what you want to see from a driver like him.
Well, there might have even been a little bit of contact there as F1 Racer went through. Nothing to damage either of the cars, thankfully enough, as they come through this S section now at Mexico. A real challenge for the drivers here, especially with heavy fuel loads. When the car's a bit more understeery, you've really got to be precise with your line coming through there to get the best out of it. And Fire Up Flow nearly losing the back end from the penultimate turn as well. And now onto the pit straight, and once again Lazo and Chokadia slumming it out here over P2, as they have been pretty much since Paz and Nip Stevens served their drive-through penalties, and Lazo with the DRS is able to comfortably get past the Williams.
Oh, same TJ, the Ferrari, he's doing donuts on the pit straight. I think he just lost it on traction on the exit of turn 17 and has dropped all the way from P11 to P14. So a bit of a shame. His soft tires probably needs a pit for those this lap.
Yeah, look, I just had the graphic come up to say that the pit window is open for the guys who started on the soft tires. So who's in that boat? The top 5 are all going to be needing to stop fairly soon then. Bamboo up front now has a 5.7 second advantage over Lazo, so he has just pulled away comprehensively from the guys battling behind him, and well, it's all working out perfectly for him at the moment.
Yeah, as of right now, he would be our championship winner, because the points difference would be too great for Paz to keep his first place. So Paz is right behind Nip Steven, probably one of the hardest drivers to overtake, and he's probably just kicking himself right now thinking, oh man, why anybody but Nip Steven? And Nip Steven actually dives into the pits, so good call by the Red Bull pit crew to bring him in. So Paz is now going to have to really turn it up to prevent the undercut that Nip Steven is trying to make work. Nip Steven onto the medium tires, so we'll see what Paz does this next lap.
Paz coming up behind his teammate Juan in the other Haas, and this is going to be an interesting little exchange here, just to see if there are any team orders within that team, or if they are going to battle each other out on track. They're on the same age of tyres, so this is a battle legitimately for position for P6 at the moment. So do you think Juan will let him through?
I mean, he should, if they're good teammates and if they get along. And he's on the slower tire, the medium tire, and Paz is in that championship battle on the soft tire. So I would say so, but I think Paz needs to get a little bit closer. Oh, there he goes. Yep, there's the team orders right there.
Yep, looked like Juan was struggling quite badly for for grip actually in that S section, although maybe he was just moving out of the way to let him through. But Bamboo is in the pit lane, and he's putting on the medium tyres as well.
F1 racer stays out on those soft tires, so he's really trying to extend this gap here. And I'm not sure, maybe he's going to do a double soft. Maybe if he can go another 10 laps or so when the rain comes, but we don't know when the rain is going to come. So I think the drivers that put on those medium tires have played it right, maybe played it safe. We'll see what happens.
Pazosaurus Rex has just pitted for the mediums, and he has lost a lot of time to nip Steven. The gap was about half a second before that pit stop window, and now it's, what is it, a couple of seconds or so? So
2 seconds or so.
So there's the strength of the undercut around here. The fresh medium tyres having a distinct pace advantage over the old softs that Paz was on for 1 lap extra, and he's currently down in P12 outside of the points, which is absolutely not where he needs to be right now.
And speaking about the undercut, F1 racer is going to drop like a stone when he pits for those medium tires. If he even pits this lap, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. He's in the pits actually, so what tires is he going to put on, and where is he going to come out? Paz right on the back of Gotney Weave, going defensive, should be an easy overtake. Very nice.
Just seeing Krooner dropping back. He was in P5 a couple of corners ago, and he's just lost positions to Dorian, Alpha, and I think it was Chokadir, and now Lazo has overtaken the Ferrari also. TCR F1 Racer just pitted. He's come back out on the mediums. So now we've still got Juan in P2, and Sir Charles now leading the Grand Prix in the AlphaTauri. He's on 10-lap-old medium tyres, and well, how far do you think the mediums could go?
From my practice yesterday, I could make the mediums go for a good 15 to 20 laps, at least. So, well, not at least. I mean, they drop off, but it's possible. They're not the fastest, but you can do it. And if you have the gap, and if the rain comes at the right time, they could play it perfectly. But it doesn't look cloudy yet. It's still sunny. So maybe they're just hurting themselves by staying out.
Yeah, there's definitely no obvious signs of weather deterioration at the moment. It's still looking like it could stay sunny, or at least that it's not going to rain for quite a while. We don't know exactly how late in the race, of course, this rain is going to come. And actually, Sir Charles, he's blinked, and Juan is out.
Yo.
On the pit straight.
What happened? How did that happen? A VSC.
Did he pit and lose it?
Oh, well, he was
back?
really close to... Who was the other driver that was on? Sir Charles. I wonder if him... Oh, no, Sir Charles had pitted already, so I don't know what Juan was doing. Maybe he looked at his phone down the straights. This is a long straight,
Yeah, maybe. So quite a strange incident there, but we've lost the teammate of Pazosaurus Rex, who he's up in P9 at the moment. We've got Bamboo and Dorian, the Renault teammates, leading the way at the moment, and this is perfect for Bamboo because his teammate now, Dorian, can just control his pace in second and keep behind anyone and everyone, including Paz. Paz is a long way behind at the moment, but from sort of lap 3 or 4 onwards, you couldn't have drawn it up any better for Bamboo.
Yeah, everything's just laying in his lap. But, we could say the same thing about Paz from last week at USA. The first, after the VSC or the safety car, like Paz was in really, really good position. And then look what happened at the end. So, again, it's not over, but look at Sir Charles on the soft tires right behind Paz. So he has the tire pace advantage. Is Sir Charles going to go for it? He's a reserve driver. He was a full-time driver last season in Silver Class, so he has the experience of racing against these drivers. And just look at him go right now. The ERS open, and there's nothing Paz can do. And that's another place lost for Paz. So down into P10. So just things going from bad to worse for the Haas driver. Not really what he wants right now.
No, and Sir Charles is going to have DRS again on the next straight. So Paz has no opportunity to recover from that. And I mean, Sir Charles, he's on.
Gosh, D-swish and got any weave. That's close. A little bit of contact. Got any weave sent it on the inside and pushed the McLaren just a little bit, but D-swish decided to let him go and said, I'm not going to be involved in that. Just wants to be clean. So, sorry, that's what I saw. An interesting line by D-swish.
Fire Upflow's got a drive-through penalty in P7. I was just looking at the penalties and thinking, because Fire Upflow already had a 5-second penalty, which he must have served during his pit stop, but he's picked up another penalty now, so he's not having a great day. Currently in P7, so it could be a heck of a lot worse, as Chokadir and Lazo continuing their battle, and Sir Charles with the fastest lap, having overtaken the championship leader, so he is flying on those fresh soft tyres.
F1 racer around the outside of Chokadir into turn 1, into turn 2, side by side. Can he make the move work? There's drag race down to turn number 4 now. Williams against Racing Point, and F1 racer dips in between. Oh, just sends it down the inside now. Eesh. Oh, what great driving between the pair of these two.
No contact as of yet that I've seen.
No.
And Chokadir just about has the edge. But that was a great battle, side-by-side racing there through multiple corners, and Chokadir holding on to P4 now, and this has allowed Lazo to pull away. He's up to about a second and a half clear now, so Lazo, who was battling with Chokadir for so long at the start of this race, is now potentially in a position to assert himself in third place and maybe even close in on the two Renaults ahead.
Oh, and there's contact between the Ferrari of Kruner and Nip Steven. Almost Kruner was trying to go in the pits, and Nip Steven was on the inside, and Nip Steven almost got pushed into the pits by the Ferrari driver. So that was a bit of a scramble right there. Luckily, everything is okay.
Paz is now right on the back of Nip Steven. I thought he was a few seconds behind the Red Bull, but he's caught back up.
Yeah, because Nip Steven almost got pushed in the pits by that Ferrari by Kruner. So Nip Steven got caught in kind of like that scramble, and that dropped him back quite a few seconds. So that's why Paz was able to really catch up. And Nip Steven going very defensive, even with the DRS. So Paz smells blood here, and he really needs to make this overtake and pull away from Nip Steven if he wants any chance of even fighting Bamboo for the championship.
He's 13.5 seconds behind Bamboo now, is Paz. So, I mean, he's absolutely got it all to do. Although we should consider, actually, given that if we assume that Bamboo is going to win the Grand Prix from here, well, I mean, we're only just coming up to sort of half distance, so there's a long way to go. But if Bamboo does win the race, what does Paz need from here to secure the championship?
Paz would need P2. If he finishes P3, that's a 10-point difference, and Bamboo's only 9 points behind, so Bamboo would win the championship by 1 point. But we also have the fastest lap, so that could also swing the championship or tie the championship with them both on the same points. Then it would go down to second place finishes and then to third place finishes if they are tied. And we would have to look at the results after the race to figure that out. So, yeah, Bamboo is I mean, he needs to finish P1 to really solidify his chance of winning this thing tonight.
And he does, well, for Bamboo, he's got his teammate Dorian acting as rear gunner, currently in P2, so that's one of the people that Paz is going to have to overtake if he wants to win back this championship. And obviously, you know, Dorian is Bamboo's teammate, so he will have that motivation to hold off Paz if he can make it that far. I mean, he's currently dropping back from Nip Steven and Sir Charles, so it's really not looking all that great at the moment for Pazosaurus Rex.
Yeah, we also have to take into account possibly the setups that these guys are running tonight, because, you know, the drivers did see rain in the forecast, so we don't know if anyone's running a completely dry, you know, kind of a slim low wing setup, or they're running a medium to high downforce setup for the rain. So
here comes Nip Steven.
Yep.
just passing Sir Charles for P6, and that's quite a comfortable move.
Yeah, quite easy. But Paz not really making an impression on Nib Steven or Sir Charles. Sir Charles on the soft tires, so right about now they're starting to kind of take its toll, kind of wear off a little bit. So that's that's maybe why Nib Steven had caught up and passed. Those medium tires better for a longer race distance than the soft tires.
Paz has got the McLaren of D-Swish on his tail even. He's not even, forget about the guys in front. He's got to worry about losing positions behind him. D-Swish on 6-lap-old softs, so they should be past best by this point, but still, you don't want to be looking in your rear mirrors in a situation like this, that's for sure.
Now I wonder if Paz maybe has like a slight green-yellow wing to where you don't see the visual damage, but you look on the telemetry, it's a slightly different green color, which can cause a loss of downforce. So I wonder if that's maybe the case of why he's losing time. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, his ERS state is not very good too. He's at 3% on his ERS, and compare that to Sir Charles, 94%. So different strategy on ERS usage between those two drivers.
Doesn't look like Sir Charles is using his ERS at all. He hasn't used it on this straight, and that makes his pace even more impressive, quite frankly. He's currently set the fastest lap of the race, so I mean, he's a reserve driver, isn't he? So he's come from the back of the grid up to P7 and challenging for P6, so it's been a very impressive drive from him so far.
Yeah, I mean, where's Sir Charles been this whole season, Yellow flag, that looks like D-Swish. D-Swish is out. What happened to him?
Oh, has he binned it after the S section? It looks like he may have done, and we have a full safety car on lap 19.
No. Wow.
And we do know the rain is coming. It's not here yet, and there are parts of the track which are looking quite a bit darker. The clouds are closing in. Pazosaurus Rex.
Dorian was in the pits as well. So was Shokadia. Dorian should come out in P2. Why is it showing P4? That's messed up. But a flurry of action in the pit lane where drivers are needing to come in because they know the rain's coming. So maybe the new set of soft tires, new set of medium tires. But Paz on a new set of soft tires. Bamboo stayed out on his 8-lap-old medium tires, but now the field is bunched up. So this is reminiscent of USA last week, just in opposite positions here.
Yeah, you're right. It is. Yeah, absolutely. And Paz just coming up. The safety car is allowing him through. So the safety car is going to wait for a lap to pick up the leader. Bamboo is coming into the stadium section now in sector 3, and is he going to come into the pits as well? I think he should do. He's just coming around the final couple of corners now, and yep, he is coming into the pit lane, and it looks like fire up flows actually on brand new hard tyres, which is an interesting decision down in P11.
Yeah, quite the interesting to say the least. I think the rain is coming faster than those tires are going to wear.
Bamboo on the mediums, so I mean, how late in this race is this rain going to come?
Well, Bamboo is pitting now.
Yeah, he's just emerging back onto the track. He's got the mediums on. Lazo has carried on, so he leads the race. Flavio has carried on in P3 on 11-lap-old mediums now. And this is just such a tense situation because we just don't know. We know the rain is coming, we just don't know when. Parts of the track are dark. Some of them the sun is still out, and a load of drivers have just pitted for new dry tires. So we just have no idea.
But the difference between new tires and old tires, we've seen the difference from battles on the track the past few laps. So I think the drivers on the new tires, compared to Flavio and Lazo, they're really going to have an advantage. So I think it's a smart idea to pit, even though you may only do 4 or 5 laps, but those 4 or 5 laps can really be the difference in, getting involved in some sort of incident, to where you're battling somebody and something just goes wrong, like we saw last week pass. So it's better safe than sorry, and Bamboo did not lose really anything from that pit stop. So essentially a free pit stop for the Renault driver.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to check quickly on the penalty situation, because there are some for drivers out there. Flavio in 3rd place has got a 5-second penalty. Nip Stevens, so both Red Bulls actually have 5-second penalties. And then same TJ in 14th he has a drive-through penalty, which he won't be able to serve until after the safety car has come in. But he's down in last place anyway, so not a great day. Not a great day for the Ferrari drivers in general. They're 13th and 14th, but yeah, no other penalties at this stage of the race, which is good to see. Hopefully we don't get any during this safety car period and everyone behaves themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be quite exciting here the next few laps after the safety car comes in. Every driver has 100% ERS, fresh tires for the most part, so expect to see some crazy, or good crazy driving, but possibly chaotic. But it's going to put up quite a show. Maybe see some fireworks too.
Just checking on the stream, we've had a lot of comments coming in during this race, so thank you so much everyone who has sent their comments in tonight. It's been a fascinating Grand Prix so far. We hope you've all enjoyed it, and we've got 16 laps still to go in this race, in this season in Silver Class, the only class left in TCR where the championship for the drivers hasn't yet been decided. And even now, 15 laps remaining at the end of this one, and we still don't know who's going to win. We know there's rain coming, we just don't know exactly when it's coming. What's that going to do to the track? What's it going to do to the drivers' confidence and feel? Don't go anywhere if you are tuned into this race at the moment. There is still a lot of action to come.
Yeah, it's going to get spicy for sure. You have Lazo on 10-lap-old medium tires, so man, he's going to have to just really drive his heart out to stay in that position, even stay on the top 3. Same with Flavio too. But it's getting darker. It's getting darker. The clouds are coming. There's no more sunlight for the most part. I don't really see any more blue skies. It's all cloudy now. Definitely on its way.
Same TJ picking up. Oh, he's retired from the race, so he's clearly had enough. The Ferrari, he was in P14, but now he is out of the race, and we're down to 13 runners from the 17 that we had at the start. We should hopefully have the safety car coming in at the end of this lap. I don't see any reason why it would stay out any longer. The grid is bunched up.
Why didn't it go in last lap? I thought we were all ready to go.
Yeah, it did seem that way, didn't it? So I'm not entirely sure why that is, but maybe Codemasters are trying to just build up the suspense a little bit more, give us an extra.
They would, wouldn't they?
They totally would do that. And yeah, so maybe another minute or two here before we're off and running again.
I'm just taking this opportunity to look at different drivers' helmets. I know this is kind of off topic, and you're kind of like wondering, why in the world are you looking at drivers' helmets? It's fascinating to kind of see what style, what colors each driver tends to kind of lean towards. One that kind of caught my eye was TCR F1 Racer. It's kind of a bold design with like a blue USA-ish kind of helmet, which I think is kind of nifty.
Yeah,
Dorian Alpha, I like his helmet too. Actually, what's blue? So French,
Yep, the French connection could definitely be playing a part there. The safety car's coming in at the end of this lap, so Lazo now backing up the field and hoping to get a good getaway to try and defend the lead from Bamboo.
Oh, it's raining. I just see drops.
The rain has started.
Right. Oh, look at TCR F1 Racer on the side. I don't know if that's going to be a penalty with Nip Steven, the Red Bull driver. But look at this, almost right on top of each other. TCR F1 Racer down to Paz. This is Paz's opportunity here. Is he going to risk it all?
He's looking down the inside of Sir Charles. Nip Stevens gone a bit defensive. Sir Charles looking around the outside, which is now the inside for turn 2. And contact again with Nip Steven. And is that going to allow Paz the opportunity to move up ahead of the Red Bull?
Oh gosh.
Oh, he got off the throttle early there, and that was a good decision because it looked like Sir Charles had broken quite a bit earlier there. Nip Steven trying to go round the outside into this double right-hander and wheel bashing all the way through.
Oh, Paz going to try to round the outside. This is bold. Nip Steven barely holds the position. Wow, that was impressive.
And this rain...
It's coming down now. It's drizzling.
Yeah, it's had a big effect already, I feel like. You can see from the onboards that there's a bit less grip than there was. And this is... I mean, everyone in... There's no gap bigger than 1 second at the moment. Everyone is battling with everyone else around them.
F1 racer, it's not time to pit. No, what are you doing? It's too early. But he could be playing right. The rain could just... I mean, the heavens could open up on this lap and he could play it perfectly, but I think it's too early.
Bamboo leads. Bamboo has got past Lazo.
Nip Steven going down the inside of the AlphaTauri of Sir Charles, side by side still, goes around the inside or outside, and Paz looking now to pass the AlphaTauri. Paz getting a wonderful run, going to try to send it down the inside of turn 4. Stays on the outside though. Sends it, look at that.
He's going to hang it right around the outside of the AlphaTauri. That's a great move from Paz. And he moves up into 7th place. He's got a long way still to go, with Bamboo once again leading the race, but that was a great way for him to get started. And now once again he is behind that Red Bull of Nip Steven.
He is probably absolutely sick of seeing that Red Bull this race.
Well, they've both got penalties as well. Both 5 seconds, so frustrating for Paz because he knows ultimately that he's ahead of these guys in a sense, but he does have to overtake them on the track, and they on the medium tyres compared to his softs, they will be holding him up. DRS has been enabled because we've had 2 laps behind the safety car, but the way the rain is looking at the moment, it might not be too long before it's disabled again. Nip Steven passing his teammate for P5, and Paz is not really close enough at the moment to be challenging those guys.
Dorian going around the outside of turn number 3, 2, or 3 or 4. Oh, and it gets massive wheel spin, but saves it. Really good car control, and now Shokadia is looking to pass both of them. Find their own little battle. Shokadia looking to... Oh gosh, that's close. I mean, the conditions are so treacherous right now. You can really see the understeer of Shokadia just turning the wheel, and the car does not want to turn.
Look at Nip Steven down the inside of Lazo. And
yeah, Lazo, those tires are done.
Yeah, absolutely. Nip Steven but up into P4. Lazo and Flavio 5th and 6th. Their tyres, I mean, Flavio's done 16 laps on those mediums. His tyres must be just screaming at him at this point. And Paz is going alongside.
Wonderful run.
And has he got it done?
No, not. Oh, there's contact. Oh, that was close. That could have ended in tears for both of them.
Paz with a slightly better power. Yeah, this is. I mean, that corner is tricky enough on traction at the best of times, but especially now with the grip just fading away with the rain and tyre wear. And they're going side by side into turn 1, Paz and Flavio. Flavio cutting turn 2 quite majorly there, but Paz
cutting turn 3 quite majorly as well.
He's got it done. How has DRS not been disabled? This is... I mean, I guess it's still... It's not that bad, but it looks bad.
Yeah. Oh, Nip Steven are trying to overtake Shokadia. Nip Steven's on a roll right now on those medium tires as well.
This is the kind of driving that Paz needs to be doing. Oh, Chokadia's gone a bit wide, and that has allowed Nip Steven through into 3rd place. And next stop on his Christmas card list or hit list, whatever you want to call it, is Dorian Alpha in the Renault and Paz in P6 closing in on Lazo.
Yeah, Lazo is... oh, no, Paz just hit the back of Lazo, and I wonder if that's wing damage. I don't see anything, though.
There was nothing
Paz
visual.
Needs to be really, really careful.
He does, yeah. And, and two cars in the pits. Chocodira and Lazo. But yeah, Paz carrying on up to P4 now.
6 drivers in the pits already. So this is the crossover point that we were talking about, and it's either this lap here or the next lap. We don't know, and we're going to find out here in the next.
DRS has been disabled, so these guys that have just pit, they've timed it absolutely perfectly.
Exactly. I was just about to mimic exactly what you're saying. So Bamboo, oh man, this is going to be interesting because Bamboo had actually quite a big lead, so he may be able to stay in the lead if he pits this lap, and he's going to have to, but really put in the lap of his life, the absolute fastest in lap he's ever done, to maintain that position, because again, the points difference, first to third or first to second, is bigger than say third to fourth or third to fifth. So if Bamboo wants to win this thing, he needs to really finish in first place today.
He is tiptoeing through the middle sector. It looks...
Oh, the Red Bull goes wide of Nip Steven. Paz goes wide on the S's. Nip Steven is out of grip. They're just ice skating around. There's nothing left in these tires, and they're probably screaming at themselves right now, saying, "Why didn't we follow everybody else into the pits?"
Yep, hindsight 2020, and for these guys, they're going to be just slapping themselves in the face, almost thinking, "Why didn't I come in?" But now Bamboo has survived the lap, and the Renaults are going to have to double stack. Oh, and Dorian Alpha has gone very wide.
He has, and are there going to be a race in the pits? This is scary. Don't cause a collision, please.
Oh, and Nip Steven.
Oh, wow, that was bold. Did he get a penalty for that? I mean, he's already got one, so actually 2. But...
yeah, I don't think he got another one there.
Board. Where's what's his face? Who are we looking at?
Well, I'm looking at Paz, and Paz is out ahead of Dorian Alpha. And Chocodira and Lazo have jumped Bamboo for the lead of the race.
That was close. Ooh, careful, boys.
Paz is in P7 after that.
And he's right behind the Ferrari of Crooner. And as you say, Ferrari was not having a great race right now, but it seems to turn around for one of their drivers. And look at Dorian, Bamboo's going to be asking Dorian, get on it, let's go, get in front of Paz, battle him. I need the buffer, I need the teammate now.
In P7 would get 6. That's a 9-point differential, and they would be tied on points.
Oh god. Oh god. And there's only 8 laps to go.
8 laps to go, and Crooner in the Ferrari. Oh, and a slap of oversteer there for Paz in the Haas, but he's got no DRS now to help him. It's all about how do you manage your ERS and how good is you driving. We got a yellow flag in sector 2. That's Flavio going off. He's way back. Chocodira and Lazo still battling. What a race it's been between those guys.
Yeah, this has been one of the best races I've seen all season, to be honest, and actually one of the best I've seen in TCR. It's so unpredictable. And look at Paz; he's out of ERS, alongside of the Ferrari of Crooner, side by side through turn 1.
Oh, and Chocodira's lost it a little bit, and Bamboo into P2.
Oh my goodness! So as Paz makes up a position, so does Bamboo, his championship rival. And that's more points for Bamboo. Bamboo, I think, might win it at this point, because the difference between 2nd and 6th is bigger than it was from 3rd to 7th.
Yeah, it's currently Bamboo by a point, but he's half a second behind Lazo, and Paz is a couple of seconds behind Blim Machine in the McLaren.
Yeah. We need the live points, how they do that in the real F1 race. We need that right now. But, and Paz gets a massive flick of oversteer. Just saves it barely on the S section.
Oh, and look who is behind him. It's Dorian.
And Dorian is quicker than Paz, I think. Oh, man, this...
Nip Steven is...
crazy.
What's happened to Nip Steven? He's now in 9th.
Well, he's just about to get past the Ferrari, so Paz has got Nip Stephen. Well, not hasn't got past the Ferrari yet. Oh, he's forcing his way through. But now Paz has Dorian and Nip Stephen, two of his biggest rivals pace-wise throughout the season, right behind him. So I cannot imagine the amount of stress, the amount of pressure that Paz has on his shoulders right now.
Bamboo is going for it with Lazo. He's not quite close enough down into turn 1, but if he can set this up right for the exit of turn 3, this could be the lead of the race, and that could be a crucial move in the championship. He's in the slipstream.
For it.
No, not quite close enough.
Nip Stephen seemed to drop back a little bit or something, but Dorian right on the back of the Haas driver Paz. Only 6 laps to go as well.
Paz catching up with Blin, but he's got Dorian Alpha close behind him as well. This is, I mean, a horrible situation for him in a way, because he's got to overtake Blin, but at the same time he's got to be wary of the super fast Renault behind him of Dorian Alpha. Rock and a hard place here for Paz, but he's closing in on that McLaren.
Now look at Dorian trying everything, all these different lines, different brakings, try to get past the Haas driver. Bamboo is just so lucky to have his teammate right now. And Paz is thinking, man, where's my teammate? But
yeah,
and this is crazy. 5 laps to go.
Oh, and Dorian's got a bit of a run here on Paz. Paz defends, Dorian to the outside. Dorian through.
Paz sends it down the inside.
And they're going side by side through turns 1, 2 and 3, and there was definitely contact there. Paz, they're still going at it.
Just squirming under traction. Look at Nip Stephen, he's smelling blood too. He wants to get past both these guys, and Dorian uses all of his ERS to hold that position. Paz just breaks so late, and look at that, sends around the outside and is gonna be careful. There's more contact. Me. Look at Nip Stephen, Dorian goes off the track.
Oh, that's contentious.
Oh gosh.
Dorian Alpha went completely off track there in order to make that move stick, so I don't know if Paz will be very pleased about that one.
I don't think he will, but everything's on the line here, and you can really see these drivers trying to squeeze everything out of the car that they can. And look at Nip Stephen right on the back now of the Haas driver.
Oh, and he had a little look up the inside. If Nip Stephen gets an opportunity, he's going to go for it.
Inside, and Paz just shuts the door. God, this is intense.
And Dorian is pulling away from Paz.
And look at that, Blue Machine not far in front either. And I think that's Flavio lap down, so he'll be getting out of the way and giving somebody a nice slipstream. Yeah,
that battling actually gave Blin a bit of breathing space from these guys, because
look at Nip Stephen.
This has just been an incredible race, an incredible climax to this championship.
Yeah, it really has. You could not have written the book, you know.
No.
A little bit of oversteer by Paz, and look at Nip Stephen, the line he takes, and he's gonna be able to maybe go down the inside, and Paz just barely leaves enough room, and it looks like he maybe hit him or something, but look at Stephen, he gets all sort of out of sorts there.
Yeah, I think he was, I think Nip Stephen was hit the sort of the fat part of the curb on the inside, and it destabilized the car a bit, so which is why he dropped back.
That. Yeah. Drivers are drifting through the S section, quite literally.
And once again, coming into the stadium section, Nip Stephen, you're not going to go around the outside there, but
no,
he's just putting all the pressure on Paz in the Haas at the moment.
Paz just looks to be out of traction.
Yeah. And this has got to be a good chance now for Nip Stephen. He's in the toe.
Lots more ERS than Paz does. Oops, wrong one.
Has he got it? Oh, Paz braking late.
Almost.
Braking so late. Oh my goodness.
gosh.
Nip Steven probably trying to get a better exit from turn 3. Paz is just struggling so much on the traction, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah, awful traction out of those corners. Look at Nip Steven.
Side by side again. Where is Paz? Paz has dropped back. Nip Steven is up in P7.
That was a wonderful overtake by Nip Steven. I mean, that was very, very well judged around the outside. Look at Bamboo, only 4/10 off of Lazo. So while we've been focusing on the battle down with Paz, Nip Steven, Dorian...
here goes Bamboo, does he?
Oh gosh, that was close. Jeez. You don't want to be losing a wing now.
Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine if that happened to Bamboo at this point?
Again, talk about Brazil 2008 in this race. How similar.
It really has been, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder if Bamboo and Dorian are in a party chat together maybe, and Dorian can just say to Bamboo, you don't need to overtake Lazo, you don't need to take that risk. Paz is
maybe that's why he just backed off a little bit.
Yeah, could well be, but what a drive from Lazo, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
he was not on my top 3 list at all today.
Lazo started in P7 in this race, and he's driven absolutely superbly to be in this position.
Mm-hmm. Look how back Paz is falling behind Steven and Dorian. Can you imagine what Paz is feeling right now inside that cockpit? I mean, literally seeing the field in front of him drive away from him, and he probably knows where Bamboo is, and he is probably doing the calculations inside his head. I just, I really feel for him, especially considering where he was in the championship 3 races ago, even last week.
Yeah, I mean, you think last week, maybe 2 laps from the end, he had it. He literally had it in his hands, and ever since then, although he did make the mistake with the VSC at the start of this race, that was an error that he couldn't afford to make, and really he should have just backed off of his delta to make sure that kind of thing didn't happen, because it's really been that moment that has been the final nail in the coffin, I suppose, in his championship fight, and he is now 2.5 seconds adrift of Nip Steven in 7th.
I think he may have missed the radio call from Dorian saying, maybe back off a little bit, because Bamboo wants to win.
Oh, very slidey out of turn 3.
Now look at Nip Steven, Dorian, and Blin Machine. If these 3 get connected in some sort of contact or incident, that's free positions for Paz. So this isn't over yet. There's 2 laps to go, and oh gosh, this is so intense.
And we've talked about it before, the aggression of Nip Steven.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
I can't watch any longer.
Fire Upflow is retired from the race. I think he wants to watch as well.
Oh gosh. Driver is completely ignoring the track limits, and I think with 11.5 to go, I'm just excited to watch these guys race. As Nip Steven looks down the inside, Dorian does not want to back out of it. These guys have had a history together, and Dorian keeps the place for right now, and Nip Steven does not want to back out of it. Makes contact with the rear of Dorian Alpha. Oh, this is going to be hairy around the final corner. Well, more hairy down the front straight, let's be honest.
Oh, big snap. And again, another big snap for Nip Steven!
I saved. How did he save that? That's incredible.
Wow.
Oh wow. That might have, because if Paz got that place back, what, 2nd to 7th? What would that have been? Like tied on points or something?
I think Paz needs to be. I think with where Bamboo is, Paz needs to be in the top 5. To be honest, I think 18 points Bamboo is getting at the moment, and Paz would need.
3.
Paz would need 10
right?
points.
Something.
Paz has 4 at the moment for 8th, so he's not getting it at the moment. That's the thing. He really needs Nip Steven and Dorian to take each other out, and then Blin Machine to, I don't know, have an engine blow up or something like that. but I'm going to just watch the front guys now as we're coming towards the last sector of the race. If you want to keep an eye on those battles behind 007.
Oh, Dorian! Oh, and Nip Steven! Oh my gosh. How did he not lose it?
Lazo now is coming around the final corners. He's had that Renault of Bamboo behind him for most of this period with the rain, but what a fantastic drive from Lazo, who wins the Mexican Grand Prix, but Bamboo in second place, potentially to win the championship, and he has won the championship as Nip Steven crashes out over the line, and Pazosaurus Rex in P8 has missed out on the championship, and he crashed out over the line as well. Clearly very frustrating this evening for him. Lazo driver of the day, absolutely no doubt about that. But
absolutely, that's absolutely driver of the day right there in my book. Stunning drive from Lazo, absolutely stunning.
And great battling with Chokadir as well for a lot of that race earlier on. We were watching those two going at it. Chokadir, he finished on the podium as well, so great job from him as well. But Silver Class Season 10, congratulations to Bamboo. You are the champion.
Champion of the world. That is incredible. I can't imagine his emotions right now inside that car.
Well, wow. Shall we invite them into the party and see what they've got to say? Those front three Paz's left. That's not surprising. We have to say commiserations to Paz. He's had a great season. He can hold his head high.
Who was on the podium?
So we've got Lazo,
Bamboo,
and Chokadir was in P3.
Okay. I'm going to invite Dorian as well because I think he's translator for Shoko or Bamboo.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone who's with us, and for all the comments. We've had so many comments tonight, and unsurprisingly, so much to talk about in that Grand Prix. I doubt we're going to be able to remember everything that happened when we look back on it. We'll have to watch the stream back later. But yeah, wow, just wow.
So we got Dorian, where did Dorian finish actually?
P6.
And,
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Are we
waiting on Lazo, right?
Oh yeah, Lazo, yep.
Lazo, Aquaman.
The Rainmaster.
Yeah, I can't pass him.
Oh no. That was a treat, guys.
We'll give Lazo another few seconds.
Yep, that's. I'm just gonna see. Yeah, we'll give him another minute or two before we kick this off, because I think we should probably start with Chokadir, and then we'll speak to Lazo, of course, for winning, and then we'll finish off with Bamboo, who is the champion.
Shit, thank you.
How does that sound?
Good, because I don't know if you remember, but 2 races ago, I am like 35 points behind Rex. So it's a tough end, but a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll come back to you, Bamboo, but we'll just give Lazo a little bit more time here to join. Although we have Chokadir, don't we? So yeah, okay. So we'll start with Chokadir. Congratulations to you! A fantastic result tonight. A podium in the last race of the season. A dramatic Grand Prix in general. How was it from your seat?
Tu as compris ce qu'elle a dit?
Non, j'ai compris que le début.
Il dit félicitations,
Ouais, ouais,
belle course, et
j'ai
il veut
compris.
savoir comment la course s'est passée de ton point de vue.
Oh, dis-lui que il s'est rien passé jusqu'au moment où il a plu. Là, pour une fois, j'ai eu le bon timing avec la pluie et j'ai mis les pneus au bon moment. Ça m'a fait ressortir premier, et voilà.
He says that nothing really happened until it started raining. That for once he managed to have the best timing for when it was time to switch over. So that allowed him to come back out first when everybody else pitted.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were battling with Lazo quite a lot in the early stages. How was that? Was it all clean and fair between you two?
La bataille avec Lazzo, est-ce que c'était propre et tout?
Ouais, c'était propre, on s'est touché juste 2 fois, mais c'était dans les règles.
Yeah, he says yeah. Most of it was clean. There was maybe a couple of times where they touched, but nothing too crazy.
That's good to hear. It was good fun to watch for us in the booth. So yeah, congratulations again, Chokadir. Great result today. Well done on the season. And what are your plans for season 11? Will you be back in season 11 in TCR?
Euh... Ouais, ben normalement oui, mais dis-lui que tant je vais changer de support, donc je vais être plus lent la saison prochaine.
He says that he wants to stay. He's planning to be on to be racing, but he might be a little bit slower due to the fact that he's gonna go from controller to wheel. So we'll see what happens then.
Oh, that's good. Good to hear you making that transition. 007, do you have any questions for Chokadir?
That was a really, really great race to watch, and really nice to see you battling. And it was crazy conditions. I'm not sure how you guys survived out there, but especially coming off of that unfortunate penalty from last week, came out strong again this week and really showed, why you're one of the top drivers here in Silver Class. So just congrats from myself to you, and excited to see you transfer to the wheel next season.
Félicitations, que c'était une course un peu folle, mais que c'était bien de te revoir en forme après la pénalité que tu as pris la semaine passée. Donc il est bien content de te revoir en forme et qu'il est excité de te voir pour la saison prochaine sur le volant.
Oh, bah ok, dis-lui merci. Hein. Et que juste que je suis un peu dégoûté vu que j'ai raté 4 courses, j'aurais pu finir plus haut. Mais bon, c'est pas grave. Malgré ça, je suis 3ème quand même, je crois. Ou 4ème.
He says thank you. That he's a little bit down on himself for missing those 4 races. He could have done better, but next season there's probably a chance to come back stronger.
Absolutely, and we wish you the best next season.
Il a bugué, j'ai pas entendu. Ok. Ok. Oh, thank you.
Do we have Lazo? Is he here? Or...
No, I don't think so. He might not even have a mic, so.
Okay. Well, I mean, we'll just say quickly about him. Like, what a fantastic job today. Like, P7 started P7, finished first. Had those great battles with Chokadir, as we said, and held off the charge from Bamboo at the end as well. Like, just a great job from Lazo, and a great way for him to finish out the season. No doubt he's delighted with that.
Yeah, I know he's had some ups and downs during the season, but he was put in an absolute amazing drive today, driver of the day. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. And if he's listening in, congrats again, and hope to see you next season. Possibly in Silver Class, hopefully moving up into Golden Class, maybe even Platinum Class.
Absolutely. And with that, we will move on to Bamboo, the Season 10 Silver Class champion in the Renault. what a race! I mean, I don't even know where to start almost. But maybe if you just how does it feel to know that you were able to win the championship right at the last race?
So the feeling it's great, but you know it's the tough race because I am like, oh, I need to take the win, I need to take the win, but Lazio give me the hard time. Yeah, under the rain end. The things it's I did a extra lap with my slick tire, and this lap cost me the first place, and after I can't pass Lazio. He got a fantastic last corner, and I can't pass him, but I'm happy with this podium, and I'm happy to take the championship. And we take the constructor championship too, so it's a great first season for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And did you know when you were in second place towards the end, did you know where Paz was, and did you know that you were on course to win the championship?
Honestly, I try to check the minimap, and I try to check where is the gray dot, but honestly, I don't know where it is at the end. I don't know if it's 8, 7, 6. So in my head, I am just I need to pass Lazio, but Lazio did a great defense. So no, honestly, I don't know where is RX at the end of the race.
007, do you have any questions?
Not really any questions. I'm just super impressed by your consistent driving this whole season. With you may have not been the fastest overall with raw pace, but the consistency and just the constant drive to want to do well and trying to be clean and all that, and then just taking it race by race, I think really paid off for you. You kept the level head the last few races, and like you said, you brought down the gap from 36 points down into a +5 at the end. So Paz at the end, he finished P8, I believe. So you did win the championship by 5 points. At one point, it was actually tied, and we would have had to count the second places and the third place finishes. So we were a little stressed in the commentary booth, and we can't imagine what you guys were feeling in the cars, especially in those conditions. So just extra congrats for myself to you on driving a really, really good race, a really well-controlled race. No collisions, no incidents, and it seemed to have paid off for you in the end. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, and congratulations, Bamboo. Congratulations to our podium finishers tonight. So that's Lazo and Chokadir as well. Thank you to Dorian for translating for us, and just well done to all the drivers tonight for delivering a truly memorable finale here to season 10. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say really, but that was an immense final round. And 007, any further thoughts from you?
All I have to say is you guys better go back and watch that stream. That was an incredible race to commentate on, and I hope you guys enjoy it when you watch it back. So that race was for y'all, and yeah, go celebrate. So hope to see you guys next season, and we'll be around during the off season and may do a few fun races here and there, maybe some F2 stuff. So keep an eye out, and that's to anybody watching. We are Trinity Competitive Racing, TCR. So come join the Discord, look at our website, and come join the fun, because as you can see, it's a ton of fun and a very competitive, fun environment. So we'd love to have you if you're watching.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
I know it's been busy for you guys, but thank you for remaining patient and supporting us throughout this season. It's been fun. Thank you.
Absolutely, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks
Thank
guys
you.
for that.
Have a good night.
yeah, you guys too. Enjoy. Go celebrate.
See you guys
Thanks.
later.
Yeah.
Ciao.
And just a quick shout out. I didn't mention during the race, obviously, with everything that was going on, but just to
Good night,
mention.
guys.
Oh, sorry. Who was that?
Choco.
Oh, it was Choco.
Rest is
Okay.
Choco.
All right.
Good
Yeah.
night.
Cheers. Thanks, Choco. Yeah. Just to mention, TCR is Fanatec. We have a lot of drivers in TCR that use Fanatec equipment. I think it's something like 70% or something like that. And yeah, obviously they have great equipment for sim racing. I'm currently a controller user myself, but I am thinking about switching to the wheel, and Fanatec is definitely a brand that I'm interested in using. So yeah, that's our affiliate sponsor, Fanatec, and just want to say, 007 Professional, you know, tonight was a bit different for us with me taking on the lead role and you co-commentator. You've been the main commentator throughout all of the season, and I've been alongside you for most of that as well. And you know, we've raced together as well in Platinum, and just want to say it's been a real pleasure to do these commentaries with you. And you know, the silver class has been a really exciting championship, as we saw tonight. So yeah, just want to say thank you again for your part in all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for, being there and stuff. It was really fun commentating with you, and probably the most fun I've had in the comms booth. And honestly, probably the funnest race I've had was tonight. And we should do this more often next season and switch it up. Maybe every other race, kind of switch the main and the co. But like you said, it was your first season doing commentary. It was my first season as well. So we were both new to this, and I think just trying to figure it out together. And there's no better way to figure it out together. So I will probably be seeing you on Thursday, and hopefully in a good battle, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, again, thank you. Well, congrats on a great season, in Platinum, and thanks for being alongside me.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's go and finish out the season on a high on Thursday as well. And yeah, obviously thank you so much to everyone who's watched tonight. What a thriller that was. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. We've received so many comments, which is just great to see, so thank you so much for that. If you want some more, then come and join us again tomorrow night for the Golden Class race at the same track, the season finale for Golden Class. It'll be at the same time, 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. And then on Thursday, the Platinum Class, so no assists from those guys. I mean, I would say the best of the best in TCR, but I don't know if that's quite true in the case of me. But we've definitely got some we've definitely got some superb drivers in all of the tiers. But Platinum is where the guys race with absolutely no assists. So if that interests you and you want to see some more racing action, then join us on Thursday night as well. But for the time being, again, thank you to 007. Thank you to the drivers, the stewards, the admin, everyone involved in TCR. And yeah, this is Chatty Duck and 007 signing out for the evening. Thank you so much.